Thank you for checking out crypto.chartguys.com, the source for technical analysis in the cryptocurrency world. We are proud to announce our own crypto alert system designed to give you the most critical technical trading information possible no matter where you are. Keep your eyes on the market with mobile or email alerts for MACD crosses, RSI levels, and even inside bar alerts for dozens of coins across multiple exchanges. New features and proprietary ChartGuys indicators are already in development. Our alert system is very easy to customize and utilize, so don't hesitate to sign up for the most effective crypto trading tool on the market at crypto.chartguys.com. Hey everyone, hope you're having a good weekend. So a wild climax to a wild day yesterday. Really significant opportunity in ETH and LTC. We'll look at those in just a moment. But today is a day for oversold bounces. So we are switching our game plan. Rather than playing bull breakouts and scalping on the way up, we are playing oversold bounces and scalping on the way down. So Bitcoin is pulling back on the daily time frame. This is very healthy consolidation at this point. We have futures trading beginning tomorrow. I'm going to be doing an interview with Nuggets News again where we talk about that subject. Going to be going more in depth into it and what I feel to expect, things like that. But essentially, the fact that we're not extremely overbought heading into that scenario, it definitely shifts perspective. We are down 30% from the high from that point. And I don't think we're going to all-out dump as we hit tomorrow. We are in consolidation mode. It is healthy consolidation so far. This could be a potential bull flag on the daily time frame. We'll have to see how it continues playing out. You look at the 4-hour time frame, and we can see just healthy consolidation. Lower highs and lower lows, but there's long lower wicks of bulls buying the dip when we see climaxes and pushes down. And this is very healthy at this point. There's no red flags. The big volume bars are with lower wicks, showing that bulls are buying the dip as well. So the hourly time frame, here's this pullback. I'm watching clear lower high. So I see a lower high here, lower high, lower high, lower high, another one, and then the all-out dump. So the dump occurred when we broke 15,300 is when the bears started to get some momentum, and then 15,200, and then we flushed down under 15,000 and 14,000. So what we were watching was the clear lower high pattern. We knew the bears were in control. We had multiple inside bars break bearish right here. So inside bar, bear break. So the alert service is sending out an inside bar bear break on the hourly time frame. Then bearish price shear 15-minute time frames are going out because of the all-out dump that we saw underway. And the RSI got extremely oversold. So those three combinations of things, inside bar bear break, RSI oversold, and price shear show heading to the downside, tells us that an all-out dump is occurring and there's an oversold bounce opportunity. I played multiple bounces on the way down. The first one I played was right here at 14,155. And again, I was just sitting there staring at the order book with a market order filled out. I bought in on that market order and just flipped for a few $100s and then expected a volume climax under 14,000. When you see a support at 14,155 and then it looks like you're going to break it and you head down, when you're that close to a key psychological level and you're already in oversold conditions on the 15-minute, the hourly, and a bunch of time frames, you then look for a climax under psychological levels. Think of how many times we've seen that this year in this market. We saw it with ETH when we climaxed under 300 one time, and we've seen it multiple other times in terms of just a clear psychological level breaking when we're already in oversold conditions, stop losses triggering, and entry opportunity. So I got in here at 13,900 average as I was scaling in, and then scaled out on the way up. 14,490, 590, 690, 790, all the way up for about 4 or 5 orders. So now we're in healthy consolidation because of the magnitude of this bounce on the 5-minute time frame, and because we broke the clear lower high pattern, we can then anticipate a higher low to form and for the bulls to hold on. So as we started getting overextended, we had I was posting to the chat room, slow down. Do not chase this bounce here. We are going to consolidate and form a higher low. I was looking for a higher low to form around 14,400 or so. We pulled back to 14,555, and now we're bouncing. Right now I have a stop buy limit filled out. Look how tight we're getting. We have support at 14,700 with a bit of a double low at this level, and we have resistance at 15,000, just under 15,000. So I have a stop buy order in case we break this resistance, because if we break 15,000, I would absolutely expect to break the high of this bounce of 15,200 and see some continuation. So I was very confident scaling into this bounce because the 15-minute RSI was down in the teens. When we were at the low of this candlestick, this 15-minute RSI was at about 13. I'm very confident that we're going to see a short-term bounce play out when that is the case. So look at the volume climax, the bullish reversal hammer, confirmation and follow-through, and now some healthy consolidation while we look for clarity that our higher low has been established. And I'm not convinced that our higher low has been established until we break 15,000, which is why I'm looking to buy into bull strength rather than trying to buy on support, because we are pulling back. The hourly RSI did get oversold. You can see right down there at 30 is where we bounced from, and the 4-hour RSI is not near oversold at this point, so that's not a factor. But if this similar pattern were going to continue playing out, we would see a few candlesticks of bounce and a lower high set compared to 16,500. Keeping in mind that on the hourly time frame, I'm looking at anything under 15,934 is a lower high on this bounce. So if we do break 15,200, I would expect to top out around 15,700 or so for another move up, and then just to slow down. I don't think we're going to clearly break the lower high pattern on the hourly from the lows. I think it's going to require a higher low on the hourly and then a higher high to be convinced that momentum is shifting back to the bulls. So until that happens, as long as this hourly chart is setting lower highs, I'm going to be quick flipping for short-term gains and not looking for a trend change coming off of the low and oversold bounces. ETH saw a ton of volatility last night. Look at the huge upper wick of profit taking. We were looking at this daily equilibrium pattern, and the fact that we broke bullish at 483, that's your go signal right there, because at that point we have a higher low and a higher high, increasing bull volume and a lack of resistance to the all-time high of 518. So we ended up hitting 518 and consolidating, and looked like a bull flag pattern where we had, or just the setup psychologically, where we have, excuse me, not a bull flag, a cup and handle. Resistance at 518. We topped out at 518 again. There's a double top by 23 or by 13 cents. Then we consolidated, healthy little pullback. Let's look at that consolidation on the hourly time frame. So it was a cup and handle pattern, essentially, is what I'll call it. And this certainly doesn't look like a cup down at the bottom, but this was a healthy consolidation here, a little bit of a pullback and then a rocket ship to higher highs. And then that was met with all kinds of volatility. The big three are correlated to Bitcoin right now because of this volatility that all of them have been so strong the last week, taking their turn, which is really nice for traders. But we have also been correlating on the way down now with Bitcoin weakness. So look at the turnaround we had in 2 hours on Ethereum. We went from 535 down to 450 within 2 hours. That's an insane amount of volatility. That's about a 15% drop. And now we're seeing inside bars on the hourly time frame to be watching. The alert system will send off when those break. And here's the low of the bounce. The high of the bounce is resistance. We have a clear 15-minute higher low at 467.80, and we're anticipating a lower high compared to 488.54 to continue this 15-minute equilibrium tightening pattern, which should see a clear break sometime within the next 4 hours or so. So Ethereum 15-minute time frame is what you want to be watching. For Bitcoin, not really liking the 15-minute. I'm still liking the 5-minute here, just clear there. And in terms of Litecoin, the daily time frame, huge upper wick of profit taking. The gains we saw last night, it was one of those blow off tops where there's no resistance and the bulls outrun the bears and there's just nobody putting in orders to sell, and we see this kind of run where we can, move extremely fast. So last night I traded Ethereum or Litecoin and I got in at 134 and I just scaled out my orders in the upper 150s. So I, wasn't here to capitalize on all this movement, but still just adding on to a very good day yesterday. So consolidating, look at this inside bar bear break. 4-hour inside bar, a second inside bar, alert system sending out the bear break of the inside bar at 153.40, and that would have prevented from a dump of 153.40 down to 137.35. Now we have multiple hourly inside bars we're watching. So it was a clear bear break from a tightening range, and now we have another tightening range forming. And if we look at that on the 15-minute time frame, it's the same setup as Ethereum, as those two are pretty correlated to each other, where we have our low. The high of the bounce is resistance at 160, and looks like we have a higher low now down here at 147.17, and we'll expect a lower high on this bounce compared to 160 as we continue to tighten up. Huge gains from the bounce here. Litecoin, definitely the volatility here has it as one of the leaders. We bounced from 137 up to 160, so a $23 bounce, and that is about almost a 20% gain, about an 17% gain. So very significant. Volume climax on the 15-minute time frame. So to wrap it all up, I like the 15-minute time frame to watch Ethereum and Litecoin short-term setups, and Bitcoin on the 5-minute. And again, you're just scrolling in and out of all different time frames to see the clear picture of things that are going on. And we can see the Litecoin hourly inside bar pattern is worth watching. and Ethereum the same thing. And if one breaks before the other, they have been correlated significantly enough today that we can look for the other to play as a laggard and make the same move shortly thereafter. So that's what we've got as we head into later today. Going to do an altcoin video either tonight or tomorrow to keep an eye out for, and going to do another live broadcast sometime in the near-term future. Going to have that interview with Nuggets News Sunday night, and I will see you all soon. Thanks for watching.